All right, good morning. It's a beautiful morning, and we are rowing our boat. No, we are a gentle breeze from the south. A gentle morning zephyr is wafting us at approximately a man's walking speed to shore. The year is stupid noisy water. The year is 700 AD, and most of what you see all around us is the sea. It's a deep harbor. And even today, this area is called Fukatsu, Deep Harbor. Although it's not a harbor anymore, all of it is reclaimed land. Not the mountain, of course, and not that peninsula over here. You can see this high land, you see the Catholic school bell tower in the distance, and it goes all the way across to the agricultural research station and connects to the mountain. Well, that peninsula has always been here. It was always above sea level, and we're above sea level now, thankfully, thanks to this reclaimed land. Now we're going up there, going up Mount Zhao. We're going to meet 3 junior high school girls. I'm growing this group of archaeologically addicted junior high school girls. And we're going to have another look at that place that I found yesterday. The western outer defenses, which, if you see that cemetery up on the mountain, there's a big blue tarp up there. Blue tarp and cemetery. That's on the ridge of a hill. The hill is facing us. It sort of faces southwest. And right where it's facing us, that's where I found those Kuruwa fighting platforms. Those giant stair-shaped fighting platforms. Kuruwa. K-U-R-U-W-A. Kuruwa. That's how I say it with my Northern Ontario Japanese accent. So we're going to go up there and investigate this property, this lost castle that I'd really like to buy off the city, if at all possible. Might get it for a song, you know. It's a little rundown. It's definitely a give that lady a little privacy. Yeah, it's a fixer-upper. And I'll be honest, it's going to take some money. Some serious coin from you, my investors. I thought your standard, even one kuruwa, you could subdivide into maybe 4 condominiums. That's about my business plan. That's my retirement plan. All right, so now we're arriving at the old coastline. Somewhere around here. Of course, it's going to go up and down with the tides. But this is where the land rises. So yeah, right around here. I'd say we're on the beach now. We're just pulling our boat. We've hopped out of the boat and we're pulling it up higher on the beach so it doesn't float away. Yeah, and here are the first buildings of the ancient town. Now I use this Chinese restaurant as a landmark. Look at those. Wow. You know, I've heard about some giant rocks that used to be used for boats to tie up, to moor. I wonder if these could be they. They're huge. Well, anyway, here's the Chinese restaurant. And this is where we cross. All right, so we've tied our boat up to those giant rocks. And we're entering the ancient town. Now, right in front of us, you see that hill? You see the houses on the hill? I think that is the southernmost castle wall, the outer wall. You can see Kuruwa-like steps on it, even now. I think they are Kuruwa, and they've been taken over by the farmers, turned into terraced fields. But I don't think the farmers built them. I think they are original Kuruwa. Now, yes. Okay, this house has a beautiful row of boulders in front of it. This is basalt, or basalt. This is all new. This is not ancient. This is new and it's purely ornamental. I have beautiful basalt boulders around my moat. All right, this is not ancient. This is concrete. But notice how they're using the ancient stone wall design. Although it's maybe not all that ancient. That's only about 400 or 500 years old, that design. Now here we go. See, this section here could go back to our castle. Minimally processed. No mortar. Yeah, that could be it. This again is modern basalt ornamental boulders, but here, this could very well be original castle. And I think we're walking on original castle. This is probably a kuruwa turned into a road. Because people have to live here. Oh, here we can see the weakness of the kirikomi uchi, the very highly processed, trimmed joint, that it doesn't have natural drainage, and I think the water pressure has been bulging that out. But now we're back again to very old techniques. Over this little bridge, this tree, this enormous tree, is growing out of the side here, and its roots are still hanging on to some stone wall. I don't know if you can see. I can see. That water running through there is from our castle. That's the moat, our fortified creek, flowing all the way down here. Now here, don't want to scare the birds. This is a reservoir. I think this section here, this retaining wall here, goes back to the castle. That stonework now on the outside doesn't. That's relatively new, but here we have a hill with kuruwa fighting platform defense lines. That house over there is sitting on a natural hill. So this berm, this earthwork would connect the hills, making a continuous line of defense. If you can see that. The threat is from the sea, which is that way. That man is just going down to the sea to pick clams, I think. The threat is from the sea and from the west, the peninsula where those trees are. Because a fleet could land on the opposite side of that peninsula, land in relative secrecy and privacy, get all their men ashore, get all organized, all assembled, and march over here. And that's why the castle seems to concentrate all of its defenses on the south and west, or southwest. Of course, an attacking army is not going to sail right into port because, well, for one thing, you'd see them coming from miles away. So you'd have lots of time to prepare, to greet them. And they're not going to come from the east because it's too steep over there. So if I were attacking, I'd beach my boats on the other side of that peninsula, the other side of those trees. Hope to get all my men ashore without being spotted, or at least not announced, and then quick march it over here. But that wall and these hills and these kuruwa would be waiting for me. I'm not a military man, I'm just a retired varmint hunter, but that's about how I see it. All along to the right, that's ancient stone under the sod. And I'm happy the sod is there. It's protecting the stone wall, holding it together. And it's still visible, so that's good. Kurua. 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 I see 4 levels of combat platforms, not counting the one we're walking on, or the one below us. And I see this farmer is picking castle stones out of his field. They come up slowly. They come up out of the field. The frosts and thaws push them up. I love this parking structure. This one guy parks his truck here. He has a lot of faith in these rusty scaffold pipes. He has a lot of faith in this rotten plywood too. Gotta hand it to him. Down there, that's where the creek is running. Concrete blocks, not original. Stone with mortar. Well, the mortar is not original, but the stones very well could be. I see there's no mortar up top, so somebody may have just added the mortar, thinking it would extend the lifetime. It'll probably shorten it, because you've cut off the drainage. Well, yeah. Okay, here is where you are invited to fall down to your death. Nobody's going to stop you. I've seen one old guy running up here on his Super Cub scooter, top speed, not a care in the world. The Japanese don't really believe in guardrails. Okay, so here you can see it's the same wall without mortar. So yeah, that mortar has been added. And even in this same section there's some added mortar. But the stone wall is original. And I would bet you it goes all the way back to our castle. This is what I think the Kurua would originally look like, with their beautiful stone fronts. Of course, most of that is now gone, but we're still finding lots and lots of partial sections. This is our creek up here now. It flows down this way, underneath me here, down into a series of ponds that step down. I'd love to get down there and see exactly what we're walking on, but this whole area is ringed all around by private land, and there's no way in. Which, for a clumsy, heavy, hairy, beastly foreigner like me, is probably for the better. All right, here we are. That road goes up to the castle proper. This is the path that I took yesterday and will be taking again today. But now I'm going to turn off the camera. I'm going to go meet these girls at the Strawberry Kindergarten.